बच्चे का भाग्य देख, हर बच्चे को मुबारक दे रहे हैं। वाह बच्चे वाह। आप सभी जानते हो कि सेवा में व सोन्नति में सफलता सहज प्राप्त करने की गोल्डन चाबी कौन सी है? अनुभव तो सभी को है। गोल्डन चाबी है चलन, चेहरे, संबंध संपर्क में जगदम्बा ने जो नंबर लिया उसकी विशेषता यही रही, मैं बन का उल्टे में बन का अभाव अविद्या रही। जगदम्बा का भी स्लोगन था, याद है? जगदम्बा यही कहती, हुक्म हुक्म चलाए रहो, मैं नहीं, चलाने वाला बाप चला रहा, करावन और बाप करा रहा है। एक विचार में करके और सेवा में चल रहे हो, इसकी मुबारक।
कमाल है आपकी।
बाप दादा का जन्म से वरदान है।
किसी को टेंशन नहीं है, किसी को कुछ नहीं है।
टेंशन इन्हों को होगा, दूसरों का क्या हाल होगा? इन्हों के पीछे तो लाइन है ना। अगर इन्हों को तो टेंशन स्वप्न में भी नहीं, क्योंकि लाइन बड़ी लाइन है। ये तो है, लेकिन विश्व की भी लाइन है, वही लहर फैलेंगी।
पवित्रता के हे मंत्र दाता, पवित्रता के हे मंत्र दाता, हम पर तुम्हारे एहसान लाखों। शिक्षा से चल रहे हैं, तुम्हारी शिक्षा से चल रहे हैं, सन्मार्ग पर अब इंसान लाखों। रोशनी दी, उदास चेहरों को जिंदगी दी।
उदास चेहरों को जिंदगी दी।
तुम्हारी ममता पे हो के मोहित, तुम्हारी ममता पे हो के मोहित, मन ही मन है कुर्बान लाखों।
मन ही मन है कुर्बान लाखों। पवित्रता के हे मंत्रदाता, हम पर तुम्हारे एहसान लाखों।
अनेक जीवन थे खाली खाली, अनेक जीवन थे खाली खाली, तुमने किया उन्हें ऐश्वर्यशाली।
तुमने किया उन्हें ऐश्वर्यशाली।
तुम्हारे द्वारा हमारे मन को, तुम्हारे द्वारा हमारे मन को मिले हैं बाबा वरदान लाखों।
मिले हैं बाबा वरदान लाखों। पवित्रता के हे मंत्रदाता, हम पर तुम्हारे एहसान लाखों।
Om Shanti, dear Mohini Didi, and dear Jayanti Didi. Welcome. So nice to see both of you. So
Om
on behalf
Shanti.
Om Shanti,
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Mohini Didi. On behalf of the whole family, very warm welcome. And as usual, you know, I'm a romantic one, so I went to the garden of Allah this morning. And in the beautiful balcony, there were huge plants, and there were only 2 flowers. And when I looked at them, I really felt, oh, it's not going to be from me, but I feel it's really from nature. And I really felt as if Baba, looking at nature on behalf of the whole family, had brought these 2 beautiful flowers. So that 2 very big kind of jasmine gardenia flowers. So
Beautiful.
double Didi, double flowers. Double happy, everyone. So welcome, you know, to this special meeting of beautiful flowers together. And so on behalf of the whole family, but really, I really felt nature. You must have thought about nature, but I felt nature wanted to say hello to you and give you that gift. So I wish I can say it's from me, but I think it's from nature on behalf of the whole family. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just before I ask you to share opening remarks, Jayanti Didi, where are you exactly at the moment? Or which part of the world? We never know. You're still on planet Earth, right? You're planet Earth?
Definitely. I'm in Bonnie, Scotland, and in Edinburgh now. I was in Glasgow this morning, and we came from Glasgow here today. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Well, I'm glad you still know where you are. This is a very good sign that you're catching up. And Mohini Didi, are you in Peace Village at the moment? Or?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am in this village. Yeah, since 2 weeks I am here. Mhm.
Peace Village must be blooming. You've been there for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So, as you know, the format is very lovely. It's really a chit chat with the whole family, and I'm very honored to be asked. Wadi, I think, has a big retreat with Brother Ken with the Florida family. So I'm very honored to be asked to spend the morning with you. And yes, as you know, because people know I'm meeting with you. They send me questions. So it's not just my questions. Sometimes it could be from others. And as a disclaimer, some of the situation I will describe are not all from Montreal. So if I mention something, it could be from anywhere in the world. People talk to me from many parts of the world. And also, I was thinking to propose to you for today one little angle, a bit different, if you like. And I feel that sometimes, Baba gave us Gyan, so he explains. Sometimes we also tell what we should do and not do. But I think today I was wondering if we could sometime think about what should we be thinking. And we like it when Baba sometimes describe exact thoughts. Like today, he even told us in the Murli how to praise him. Oh, Baba, you are changing me from thorn to flower. You're changing the world. I'm so happy. He's even telling us, think that. And it's good. So I was wondering today if maybe we can sometime look at certain situations or thoughts. And yes, what is Gyan? But also, what are the right thoughts to have? So I want to come back to you on that particular angle, if you like that. So before going to question, maybe Mohini Didi, if you can, the tradition now is to give you 5 minutes to have opening remarks. And maybe the angle I would suggest is what's really on your mind these days? What are the main things on your mind? Don't share anything too private, but what's on your mind that really feel it's your main focus of attention these days? What's on your mind?
Om Shanti, good morning from here to whole global family, Brother Ken and Didi Jayanti. It's really, really lovely, wonderful, and I feel very, very happy when I know that I'm going to meet now my family in the whole world. This Thursday evening, actually, for this whole week, we had USA teachers meeting. We were about 140 of us. Then we had regional retreat and sub-regional, and we just finished yesterday. But very, very beautiful message Baba gave, and it really has stayed with me. Baba said that in the world it is critical time, but for you children it is auspicious time. In the world there is decline, but for you children is ascending. And Baba, there was long message, but main thing was that because I think most of us are aware about the external, the situation of war which is happening at this time, and then the effect of that on economic situations, social, many emotional also. People are influenced, and of course, little bit on the changes which we have to bring, like we have to be more economical, we have to have simplicity. But then other side, we have to be, Baba said, full of hope and cheerful and, like all beautiful qualities which should be not only emerge, but emerge in us so that we can serve others. But what Baba was saying, that not be influenced by what is happening at present, because your present and your future, Baba said, you have omens of Jupiter on you. And always remember that Baba, your company, you are with Baba. And Baba has all the treasure stores full. But one thing Baba did say, that whatever you all have done until now as service, which are charitable actions, of course they are, your saving or your fortune. But from now, one thing you all should remember, that this is the time where you have to use everything in a worthwhile way. What Baba said that starting from don't waste anything, no waste thoughts, nothing, even externally, don't waste anything. And use everything in a worthwhile way. Whether it is even your, of course, thoughts, your time, your body, your resources, everything in a worthwhile way. So since I uh, was with Baba and Baba was saying this, I felt different in the sense of more focus on what is for us, our omens, our ascending degrees, and otherwise it was little bit, of course, that stage is there of stability and immovable and consistent. But then as people share, and so very subtly, I feel there was something which I don't know how to describe. But after this message, I felt very good. And since then, I'd been thinking, I don't remember full message, but I think it's in YouTube of Vyakti Parivar. But I felt very good, very focused, and very much into not with the thoughts. Whatever is going to happen for Baba's children, Baba says Baba had guaranteed dal roti for each one of you. Baba has this protection of his company, availability of all the treasures of Baba. So it was such a beautiful feelings that definitely helped me to be constantly cheerful and natural image of tolerance. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Didi. Yes. Dal and roti for everyone. That sounds very good. Jayanti Didi, what would be on your mind lately? What you feel is your main source of thinking these days?
I was in Nairobi last weekend, and it was beautiful to see how easily people in the African continent are able to talk about God. And so it was a joy to be sharing Baba's Gyan about relationships with the divine and how to be able to experience those. And so through the week, the thought has been it's our good fortune to be able to know God, to be able to have a direct relationship with God, so that we're able to not just have good interaction with each other and the rest of the world, but God comes in between you and me and everyone else that we interact with. And so that means that there's nothing I want from the other when I come into connection with them, but I'm taking whatever it is Baba wants to give me, and then Baba is also directly sharing with everyone else. And so this direct relationship with God is only available in Sangam Yug. And at the moment that we know Baba, we are able to take all that Baba wants to give us so that we become equal to the Father. Everybody talks about having been created in the image of God. And of course, Hinduism says you are God, and that's not true at all. But that idea that we are a reflection of the divine, and it is through us that Baba will be revealed to the world, because where else can they find reflections of the divine? But of course, this is also what's going to lead to the wrong concept of omnipresence. But at this moment, definitely, our relationship with God, so powerful, so beautiful, that God gives me internally and externally absolutely everything that I need. And so no need for desires, no need for asking. Baba has already given everything. And so this has been my thought over the last week. And today again, Baba telling us, well, you have to be your own surgeon and look inside and see what it is you need to change. Now, who else except God can teach me how to do this. People don't know what's going on inside, and they don't even have the thought that we want to look inside and have a look. But Baba, he's been teaching us, go inwards, find what's there, and enhance, let Baba enhance that which is good, and let Baba help you take care of that which is not so good. And so, very beautiful experience of the joy, the intoxication of knowing God, and through knowing God, being able to take the full inheritance that God wishes to share with us.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. I like the way you both opened the dance, started the dance, the situation of the world, and also our connection with Baba. And if I may ask both of you also, with this idea of how to really think properly in front of the situation of the world, because we've been told in so many Murlis, and I'll be careful since it's always public, but the way Baba has been insisting so many times, this is the end and there will be change, and we can be raised with this idea that the world will end. Now we see many situations in front of us. What do you think is the right thinking in front of the situation of the world? We know, we understand the knowledge, but how should I be thinking? Some, may have fears, some may have worries, some may have regrets. They didn't do enough in their Brahmin life. So when we see what happens in the world, what do you think should be the kind of thoughts? And if you have thoughts that you can suggest, very specific thoughts that you find are helping us to think properly, what would you suggest? Mohini Didi? And Didi, remember when I asked you one day, you'll see more what I mean. Like I asked you one day, how can I have good wishes? Because Baba says you have to have good wishes. Okay, so how to have good wishes for a soul who is, responsible for the death of millions of people. And you gave me such a beautiful thought that I shared with so many people. And you told me the good wish could be for that soul. May you see beauty in humanity and may you do something great for humanity. And that helped me so much to change. I knew I had to have good wishes, but I couldn't find the right one. And you gave me that one, which I found, wow, thank you. I don't have to look for it anymore. So I'm wondering if you have more jewels like this, how to think in front of the world. Mohini Didi?
I think that time of transition, and it's so interesting that on one side is ascending, that people are more interested in spirituality, they are more interested in meditation. And I was saying in Peaceful Age that we don't need now topics for workshops and to attract public, but now it's like always full, and have more topics on meditation, on God. And so I think we can become more focused also to give knowledge of soul, God, and karmas, and more and more emphasis on that. So I, to ignite the light of knowledge. So my feeling is that, of course, my own state of mind, my spiritual stage, but then on other side, the message is where we could connect the souls with Baba, souls with God. And, this whole thing of Baba, our family, Baba's knowledge, Baba's task, everything will be revealed through us. So at this time, I would suggest that take as many opportunities come to give knowledge, to give introduction, so that other souls are also able to not only connect with Baba, but also can claim their inheritance. So not also think too far. What's the future? How will it happen? But just play your part in drama per day. I just every night say to Baba, thank you. Was a beautiful day, used in a worthwhile way, and ability to give souls what they needed. Yesterday, two souls were leaving, and they both came on wheelchair from a country. And yesterday they were leaving, they said they both came on wheelchair. And when they reached Peace Village after a day, they didn't need a wheelchair. And they realized that how, when they are at their places, there is always some influence there which affect their mind, reduce their power. But as soon as they came here, they reclaimed their power, they reclaimed their identity, and they don't need wheelchair now. And many, especially these few days when we were together in regional retreat, it was so deep, so good, even for myself. 7 o'clock meditation, then sharing, and Monday's silence. You know, whatever directions came from Madhuban, we were following it. So what I would suggest that remain very focused on your own stability, your own efforts, but also remain very light. No, don't hold anything, no heaviness. There is definitely power for you, solution for you, help for you. So just remain double light and focused on self efforts, and take every opportunity to share knowledge, Baba's introduction.
But if I may ask Didi, is there any specific thought that you enjoy in your mind? Like, for example, do you say to your mind, yes, Baba, I will help you. You know, I will do what you ask me to do. Or is there any thought you like to create that comes back to your mind that feels good to you? I understand what you're sharing in terms of how we should be thinking, but I'm looking for specific ways to think. Like, do you say to Baba, or do you talk to yourself? Or do you create thoughts for the world? I'm just trying to find specific thoughts, examples.
Maybe Jayanti Didi share by the time.
Then you think in that time, okay, let's do that. Didi, Jayanti Didi, what do you think in terms of what kind of thoughts really help you?
I've been very aware that there's a lot of darkness in the world, and Baba's children, and of course, Baba himself, the divine light, the supreme light, has come to change the darkness and bring about the day. And so this is very prevalent in my mind, that I have to make sure that I stay in the light and I'm able to share that light. So it's a beautiful thought. Baba has made me light, and Baba has said, wherever it is you go, make sure you spread light. Don't be touched by the darkness yourself, and definitely don't do anything that's going to add to the darkness. And I feel that for us, the dawn has broken. God has come and has shared so much with us and is already nearly home again. And we'll be joining Baba soon and going home. But at this moment, my thought is, I am the light and I have to share the light. And so wherever it is I go, can I be sure that that's what I'm doing, sharing light with each and every one, so that even if I'm in a place where there wasn't light before there was darkness, if I enter that place, then there should be light for some others around me. And where I'm in a Brahmin gathering, where already there are souls who are light, but adding further to that luminosity so that the power of light increases and more are able to recognize the light and be the light.
And Jayanti Didi, what do you think in terms of, I mean, what you're describing, yes, it's a thought, but it's also an awareness.
And a
And how much
feeling.
do you feel, yeah, and a feeling, and how much do you think or feel that you need still yourself to articulate that awareness in your mind so that it's not just that I'm thinking about what's happening or that I'm thinking about knowledge, but I'm really talking to myself to say, okay, I have to be light, I'm this. So how much do you feel it's needed to be articulated in specific thoughts, or is the awareness just okay?
For me, I think it's just that feeling, that awareness. It's not so much that I'm talking to myself and reminding myself I have to be light, but it's there. And so I am light, I am the light. And so can I share that at all times? And so it's more of a feeling to be
And
the
so what
light.
kind of thoughts, what kind of thoughts do you have at that time then?
I don't. At that
You don't?
moment, it's the feeling, the awareness that's taken over. Yeah.
Gosh, I
Like
still have to work on that.
like even now, if it were
Yeah.
just if it were just a thought, then it would be different. It wouldn't be real. But the thought has been there for a while. And so because of that now, it's the feeling and the awareness. And so others are also able to get that feeling.
But your mind is thinking all the time, is it not?
Um, Only when I have to. in the sense
Okay.
that in the sense that when I have to talk, when I have to think about what it is I need to say, then I will think about it. But if I'm just silent, then I am that in that awareness and that feeling. And so that's what's radiating out.
Mm. Mohini Didi, is that also the way you operate?
I think that because our role is for the self and also family and the world, two words I had been not only repeating but also it's in the thought is Baba's two words of economy and economy. Because when you have people around you, they are concerned, and so I just keep saying economy and economy. That's what I am also doing for myself. Just one Baba and simplicity, use everything in worthwhile way. So these two words really in my awareness, my thinking, and also my words.
I'll give you a specific example that comes from a conversation I had with a soul somewhere in the world. And that soul, having been with Baba for a long time, came when she was young. And the feeling at the time, and I remember 40 years ago, the end was coming very soon. We were told your friends are impure. And plus we were changing our lifestyle. So we lost a lot of friends.
Mm.
Baba says, don't remember your luck kicks, just remember me. So some of us, I think, and many, I think, went into a lifestyle that was very focused on Brahmin life. And time goes on, responsibilities increase. The soul finds itself in more and more duties, meetings,
Mhm.
problems, complications, still fighting with its own Maya a little bit. And many decades later, start to think, is this Brahmin life getting a little bit dry? Because I don't have really a lot of, the soul was sharing with me, there's a feeling of a lack of really spice in life. It was getting a little bit heavy on the thing. And it says, well, yes, I can say, Baba, I love you, but you're so invisible. It's a little bit like, can't you be more present? So the soul was feeling a little bit questioning. There was an empty space after so many years. And I know there's a few like this, not, of course, majority, but a few sometimes. And in that case, my thought will be, what should I create? What should be the thoughts I should create to change my perception? Because the awareness at the time is not natural. So we need to create new thoughts. The Gyan, that soul has so much Gyan, reads Murli every day, he's teacher, So what would be your suggestions? Maybe I'll go first with Jayanti Didi, so Mohini Didi can think also. But Jayanti Didi, what would be your suggestion? Because this is serious, this is like 40 years later in Gyan, having a consultation saying, I love Baba, but there's something missing. And so what would be the better frame of mind in front of this?
And I learned to have a conversation with Baba. I think that so often when we focused on just that point of light, and yes, we feel the power of love, the power of purity reaching us and all of this, but we don't have a day-to-day conversation with Baba in which I see Baba as my friend. And so can I make Baba my friend? And instead of chatting about everything to a human being, can my first connection be with Baba and say, Baba, this is what's going on now. Tell me, what is it I should be doing? Or Baba, what I really need at this moment is something from you. And see if Baba's able to give you a signal and if you can catch that. So that in a conversation, not just a dialogue with humans, but the dialogue internally, you see if on the human level, that need isn't being fulfilled, it isn't being satisfied, then I'm going to turn to human beings and make somebody my friend. And maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not a good idea. But if I can learn to have that inner conversation with Baba going on all the time, then there's no space for any emptiness or vacuum. And there's also a lot of fun. Baba, I've cooked this. Did you enjoy it? Or maybe I should have made something more spicy. Or maybe you don't like spices. Maybe you like it bland. Can I have that day-to-day conversation in which it becomes normal and natural for me to make Baba my friend? And the more I do this, the more I'll feel Baba's company. And it's not that dryness. You see, when the soul becomes dry and empty, that's when Maya gets a chance to come right in into the soul and then take it off in another direction. But if there's fun going on, somebody said to Dadi many, many years ago, a priest. We were at a conference in Findhorn, and I'm in Scotland now, so also in Scotland. And this priest said to Dadi, I think you have fun with God. Is that right? And Dadi smiled, big beaming smile, and said, yes, God is my friend. I love God and he loves me, and we have a conversation together. And you could see how amazed he looked. And here's a man who's dedicated his life to God and is serving people in that way. But he also was amazed that it was possible to have that friendship with God. And so, can I make that very much part of my life?
I enjoyed that. Mohini Didi, what are your thoughts on that?
I think after 40 years or whatever years, the accomplishment of the thought, you know, the presence of Baba, I think we are used to maybe in certain way, but I feel really, really presence of Baba. And but also it's so interesting to see that the tapasya, the purity, the knowledge, power of yoga brings so much accomplishment. And it becomes really very, uh, it's like great joy to see whether it is success, whether it is accomplishment, whether, it just right thought will come, accomplishment is there, attainment is there. So actually, we are becoming full, not empty. But maybe if there is, as Dadi used to say, any leakages there or any blockages there, but otherwise, our joy, our happiness, our achievements, our fortune brings a lot of joy, and I'm so surprised to look at how within these years, every thought we create, of course, is source of joy to the self, but it's accomplished. And so that's just coming in my mind that look at your own thoughts, look at the accomplishment. So you are not bored really, but you are seeing how you are ascending and, you are moving forward.
Still trying to understand how your mind functions, Mohini Didi. Just as if I may ask you, how much time do you spend really talking to Baba during the day? Is it in your awareness, or is it really thoughts that you create talking to him, or is it just like Jayanti Didi was saying, more like a feeling, or do you create thoughts?
I don't know if it's talking to God, but I do keep company of Baba. And at every step, I feel that how Baba is with me and I am with Baba. So it's more company. And I talk less anyway, in the sense of, but it's just looking at Baba, thanking him. And honestly, my own life, especially these few years, I see as a miracle of Baba. And I see that how it's Baba who is making me do or making me instruments to use my, of course, whatever is stage, but also body. So I feel his power, I feel his miracle, I feel his presence. And every time I am moving, spending every day, I just say, is Baba. So presence is not necessarily, but presence is how at every step you are getting help. And I always like, sometimes what is expected of the souls and what is lacking in us to give. There are three things I had been hearing, which is souls are demanding more or they need more: acceptance, appreciation, and acknowledgement. Because if it is less of that, then it causes little sorrow in many souls. So I would just say that, as you're saying, how many times and how much early morning, Amrit Vela, definitely I have chat. Baba is my parents, but I love Baba as teacher very much. No university, no teacher will teach you to be cheerful. I never heard a subject like cheerful. Happiness, yes, people have that topic. So the whole knowledge and in our lives, the courage which is coming, the family which is beautiful. So I feel very close to Baba and Baba close to me. That's what my at this time I really enjoy Baba's company.
So let me give you a very specific example to see how both you can suggest like two things. One, what do we do in that kind of situation? But also, again, I'm really curious to say, what do you think? Let's say, and again, it could be anywhere in the world, doesn't have to be here in Canada, but let's say in the center, you know, love, peace, Om Shanti, Baba's Day, lovely, sharing Bog. And then suddenly two souls have a conversation and it goes very bitter. And let's say one person start to really shout at the other and got very, very angry and say really bad things to the other person and really, offensive. Then, okay, they talk, and then at the end, the person said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got very angry and then apologize this." But then the other person comes to the center coordinator and says, "Well, if you don't tell this brother never to come again to the center, I'm going to sue the center. I'm going to launch a lawsuit against you." And okay, brother. So what would be, this is a real situation, by the way. So what will be your, and for me, I understand, like people come to the center and after 2, 3 years, well, they're not deities yet, we have to give them a bit of time. So yeah, they can sometimes have a little problem. So, Mohini Didi, you want to start? Like, what would be your suggestions, and then what do we do in such a situation? But also, what will be your thought? Do you say, "Oh, Baba, not again"? Why? Are they going to understand one day? Or do you? I'm sure you don't think that. But what kind of thought you would create in your mind, or come to your mind? Maybe you don't create; it comes to your mind, and that thought is important. So, what would be the thought, and what would you do?
Jayanti, what will you say?
Okay, I was going to ask Jayanti Didi first, but I thought we'll try to. This is like we're dancing together. It's very beautiful.
Okay, I'm remembering a situation that Niluben told me about. And there were two brothers, both of them very powerful in the Lokik world, and both were friends long before they came to Baba, and both came to Baba together. And then they had a problem in business and whatever else it was. And of course, Briquets weren't involved in that at all. But they split. And one of them came to Nilupen and said, "You must tell Dadi Gulzar that this guy should never ever come into Madhuban or Pandav Bhavan, Delhi. He really has to be put in his place and he mustn't ever come in." And Niluben took him to Dadi Gulzar, explained what he'd said, and Dadi Gulzar told this person, a very powerful individual, and so there could have been many thoughts in Dadi's head. What's going to happen if I don't listen to him? How's he going to feel? Is he going to withdraw his support? Is he going to do something against BKs? She had none of those thoughts. She was very, very clear and very absolute in her explanation. She said, "This is Baba's house. Whatever else it is you want to do and say outside, that is your business and your karma, but that person has a right to enter Baba's home. So we are never ever going to say to him, don't come to Pandav Bhavan." And when I heard that story, I thought, Daddy, good for you. I'm glad you were able to take a stand and not be influenced by this person's position or whatever. And guess what? Now, I think that would have been maybe 2015, something like that, a long time ago, way before COVID or anything. And now this year, I found that both of them had come to Madhuban together. And because Madhuban's so big, I didn't get a chance to meet either one of them personally and see how things have got resolved. But it was between themselves. Baba's house was not involved, and Baba's house cannot be involved in personal disputes in that way. And so, even though the person came and requested this, Dadi Gulzar wasn't about to accept it at all. So, her thought must have been, what is it that Baba wants? Baba's house wants it, Baba would want his home to be open for everyone. Each one has the right to come to Baba's home and take benefit. So this is a real situation that I was a witness for. And a recent situation in which I've been involved with, a person who has very strong personality and she pushes away in various things. And another person who is equally strong, but more subtle and more genteel in a way. And they had a run in. And the gentle one was writing to me and saying, I'm going to tell this person this is not acceptable, it's not going to carry on. And I had the thought, and it was a very conscious thought, now how can I calm this person down? I'm accepting that the other person wasn't right, but to be rude to them and to insult them and say, you're like this, that isn't right either. And so two things happened. I said to that gentle one, what would Baba want you to do? And what is it that helps you maintain your own inner dignity? Just think about this. And the next day, I got a response from her to say, yes, I'm understanding about dignity. And yes, I've often thought about what is it Baba would want me to do. But I'm really thinking that this person needs to get sorted out and put right. So she wasn't still at that point of letting go of that. And meanwhile, there was a possibility of a conversation with that person who was not off track. And that person then said to me, well, I'm trying my best. I'm going to try even harder. And yes, I'm going to take Baba's help and change my timetable so that I can start doing more for my inner world. Next day, Baba's Murali, and it was about anger. I think about a few days ago, everybody, I think, would have remembered that Murli, very strong Murli about anger. And the gentle one wrote to me saying that Baba had to tell me directly through the Murli and not just in my head, thinking that I know what Baba wants me to do. But no, Baba had to actually tell me through the Murli. And I'm so grateful that Baba told me through the Murli. And at this moment now, I'm willing to let go. So Baba intervened in a very practical way. So this is why I love Baba. I see how Baba steps in so many different ways on a practical level, things that we can't get together. We are not managing things in the way that Baba would want, but the message will come through. And it'll come through the Murali, or sometimes it comes through one of the trance messages. Something comes through, and Baba will directly tell us, look, this is what I expect of you, and this is what I want you to do.
Thank you. Really, I think it's helpful because many of us have to deal with situations. And sometimes just say, yes, okay, knowledge says it's drama. But the thought, it is drama, doesn't resonate properly. It has to be, unpacked to have the right thinking. And I like what you shared about, let me find a way, to also be kind to that person. And anyway, Moni, Didi, any thoughts on how to do, but also how to think? What would be your feelings?
Yeah, actually, once there was a VIP soul woman. She was ambassador or someone. She came to Peace Village, and we were having some private meetings, small group meetings, and she was insisting that she wants to sit in those meetings, and the sisters were trying to see that no, we cannot let you sit and all that. So she was upset, and then she said, okay, I am leaving. So Gayatri and myself, we told her, come, we will talk to you. And something came up in a way. We said, what are the principles of organization, whether in speaking or interaction with others? These are the principles. You have to be kind, you have to be compassionate, you have to be sweet, and whatever. We explained to her that individual's behavior is not what the institution is about. And if that sister, the way she told you was not right way, so but you came to, yeah, you came to organization, and these are your, yeah, organization's principles. And she was really changed, and she said, okay, I will stay. So then I told her that if we have some meetings which are more for our own task, and you hadn't been part of that, so that's why that sister was telling you not to be part of it, maybe not in the right way. So anyway, she was very happy. But also after that, we have found this formula. Like Mama used to tell everyone, when she has to correct someone, won't correct, but just say what Baba explains us. This is what Baba's teachings are. And same we bring out what are organizations principles, and keep to those principles, and that's where what we will support all the time. So I think whenever there is a dispute or behavior of someone upsets other, even they are Lokik people, I mean, this is what we had been doing. It's a little different situation. But
Yeah, and I know you both encounter many situations where we have to, propose a solution, right? I know time is ticking, and this also has to be a conversation with the whole family. Now, I understand it's been extended to the whole family, so it's a bigger audience. So if anyone wants to ask question, I had already a few questions, but if anybody wants to send them on the chat, also inviting all of you to keep your cameras open because this is like a concert. And when the person is playing piano, somebody else is turning the pages of the music. So whilst the Didis are speaking, somebody, I hope, is flipping the pages on the computer so you can see everyone, because there's so many now join online. So keep your cameras open to be seen. And yes, I'll be happy to share other questions from the family. I come back to this spirit of today for me, where the world is going through, it's accelerating. It is accelerating. I was talking to a young person yesterday from another country, very far away, and he's not really Indian, but he was brought up, around Gyani people. And now his mother has become very, very Paka Indian. And now she wants to be Paka. So she has Amrit Vela, of course, Murli class, listen to Gyan all day, and then evening she listens to presentations online. And her son, is sharing with me for a long time how her becoming Gyani has really impacted the family. Because now she's trying to say to the family, I want to become a deity and I want to be pure, and this world is impure, it's going to be destroyed. Anyway, this is hell. I mean, you can imagine. And it's not bad, she's just Paka. She's just sharing what she's learning. And the young brother says to me, this is terrible for me and my brother. What is this? My mom says the world will end, and what's my purpose in life? I'm not a BK. So he's seeking support, in how to think properly in front of the world. So my question to you is, what would be your thoughts in terms of, we want to do it right, and many people want to do things properly. So they listen to, classes when they're cooking, and they are in front of computer quite a lot during the day. And the poor children say, where's my mom? My mom she's not really. So what would be your suggestions in reframing our approach to the fact, little time is left? Jayanti Didi, you want to start?
It's happened often that we've had to face this situation. And what I've always said to the mother, first it's to the mother that I speak. When I'm listening to either the husband or the child, I say, well, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know it was causing a problem. Let me speak to that person directly and take it further. And so I would speak to that mother, and this has happened, as I say, many times. And I would explain that Gyan is for you to internalize and actually be the embodiment of what Baba wants you to be. It's not just listening to Gyan all the time. As you're cooking, you can be reflecting, you can be thinking about today's Murli, you can be talking to Baba as a friend, but you don't have to keep the music on, you don't have to keep the Gyan going on, because it becomes very frustrating for the family. And also the second thing that I tell them always is that don't push Gyan down their throats. They know you're following Gyan, and so just give them enough Gyan that they're ready to listen, and that's going to be useful for them. Maybe there's something you heard in the Murli that was connected with some of your conversations, and so share with them that yes, today in the Murli, this is what Baba said, and don't be shy about that. But you don't have to keep telling them, Baba said this, Baba said this, Baba said this. They're not ready to listen. And what is much better than you trying to push them into Gyan is that they should respect you and love you as God's instrument, as Baba's child. They might not even think about God, but they should be able to see from your behavior that your behavior has kindness, it has that sense of inclusion and not separation from anyone or anything, but that your heart is big and that you're willing to give love to all. And so explaining to the mother for me is more important than anything, so that she begins to realize that my behavior is actually creating a rift in the family. I think I'm bringing them closer to God, but I'm not. I'm taking them further away. And sometimes women have understood, and it's led to more harmony in the family. Sometimes where women are not ready to understand, then it continues, and then we have another conversation with the family and also the mother. So, number-wise, according to effort, as Baba keeps saying, but at least we can try. But it needs the acceptance for the non-Brahmin, that we understand what you're saying and we're relating to it and we're going to try and do something to change it. And then the time with the mother to be able to help her understand that Baba first wants charity at home, that your home should become heaven. You should be able to give others happiness, not by breaking any principles, but by following the principles, but having the dharana that Baba wants you to have.
Mohini Didi, any other thoughts to add?
70 years ago when I started knowledge in going to center, the Murli class used to be from 5 a.m. to 6. And we used to ask them why so early, because Baba said that children, mothers can listen to Murli and they go home and make breakfast for the children. And so Baba's teachings are that whatever you have to do within the family, for the children, for the family, you should continue and do it with more love, because more the love which is very important is you are receiving love from Baba. So only difference is now you are looking at them or have the awareness that they are souls, not only my children. So that awareness can give them more feeling of belonging, and you will be able to share a lot of love. Because detached really doesn't mean you neglect and you just don't care, because that definitely will have wrong effect on children and the family. But internally, my awareness is changing, and the awareness is, so as Jantiban said, that mother has to understand, and maybe if we know from where that boy is and who is the coordinator at the center, and somewhere we need to talk to the coordinator so that mother can go or can connect with Jantiban, and somewhere the mother has to be talked. It's a very important.
Mm-hmm. And also maybe, there's one other question, but also should we be rethinking a little bit how we share this point that Baba makes so often, this is the end and this and the other, and because it could be misunderstood and people are already, feeling a lot of anxiety. And to tell them the world is ending is not really a very, uplifting thought. So how should we reframe Baba's knowledge so that it really fits with my own thinking, but also by serving people properly? Any suggestion? Mohini Didi, maybe?
I think it's a good thought, and I think it's up to everyone. Baba says, but it's up to us, instruments as teachers. How do we explain it? And so I think, yes, we have to explain properly, appropriate, practical also, about business, about further education. Many, they finish school, they want to know, should I become a doctor? It will take 10 years. Should I become IT person? It will take 2 years. So all this comes regularly. So I think that instruments have to be guided, and a very good topic to take actually, maybe in the regional retreats or trainings, and yeah, but it's a very good idea.
Jayanti Didi, any highlight?
I think that stop using the word destruction and think about transition and transformation. That here's a world of darkness, but after the dark always comes the day, the light. And so we're in this period of transformation, of transition, and that definitely is something that softens the way that we express Baba's Gyan. And the other thing is that if you tell people that the purpose of Baba's knowledge is to allow the highest within each one to emerge and be expressed, and then, yes, we know that the world is at a time when there's a lot of danger, a lot of things happening that are very negative, and I know that God is going to take the right step forward for the whole of humanity, if we want to talk about it in that way. But certainly just to mention the transition and transformation. And secondly, making it a very personal thing, that the teachings of Raj Yoga are helping me deal with the negative side and are helping me enhance the positive aspects of my own personality and life.
Mm. All right, a few questions coming to both of you. I'm suggesting a little Daddy Janky style, when she heard a few questions and then picked on different ideas because they connect a little bit. So one, Brahma Baba was told that he's the father of humanity. So that is always in his awareness to be able to be understanding, merciful to all the children because of such a powerful awareness. But for the rest of us, none of us can say what our number is. So how can we truly have the feeling to be merciful to others with an awareness that is not arrogant? Because we may not be a senior in the yagya, so how can I truly be understanding and mature that is coming from that same place like Brahma Baba? Sometimes we're in a leadership role and being respectful to neutralize the situation, but is that not a limited awareness? Maybe we'll just stick to that question first. It's a big one. Jayanti Didi, you want to share?
Maybe Jayanti Didi can do.
Right. I got the rhythm now, Mohini Didi.
Okay, so what I've seen is that it doesn't matter whether you're senior or junior, you know that this is my family. And the Brahmin family is my immediate family. But also the attitude that Baba has instilled in all of us is that we're part of a global family. And so, what are the conditions of being able to live in a family to be able to create harmony? Surely it has to be that respect, it has to be that compassion, it has to be the feeling of being able to give others something. So, my own personal dharana is very much at stake here, nothing to do with position. And so, what is the way in which I see you and treat you? That will determine what's going on inside of me. And it'll be expressed in that way. And so, I'm not doing it for position. I'm doing it for my own betterment and moving towards my own complete, perfect stage. So, I think that that's really what Gyan is all about. Otherwise, if I'm thinking about Baba, did it because of a position he was given? No, not at all. Baba's heart was big enough to be able to be the father of humanity. But can I also be a member of the global family, a member of the Brahma Kumaris family, and have those same characteristics?
Mohini Didi, being merciful, but not with arrogant feeling. What's your thought?
Mhm. I think what, sometimes, of course, question is this, but every child, Baba's child, every soul requires God's love, and whether as mercy or acceptance, whatever. And I find that, of course, it's not question of position, but what I had been doing 2000s, especially now in Bharat, in India, everyone just comes and they want to feel Baba's love, Baba's drishti. So I think that, merciful, I think whatever is the need of the soul, through our words, through our drishti, through our presence, we should be able to fulfill that. That's what my thought is.
Someone is asking, okay, there's one soul very dedicated, but also with very harsh sanskars. And because that soul being, dominant, I guess, or very present at the center, because of that soul, many souls are distancing themselves from the center. What would be the Didi's approaches?
Again, I've seen that happen in certain situations, but we have to remind souls that they are responsible for their own destiny. And so why is it that somebody's behavior should take them away from Baba? They have to stay with Baba and they have to do what they need to do, because Baba's offering everything in terms of Murli and many, many others within a center. It isn't just one individual. And so I do need to interact with that individual if I'm having a problem. What I do need to do is to stay within the family and contribute in a positive way. At one point, Daddy had told us, here's one soul who's creating sorrow for others. Well, if you see that happen, you go talk to the person who's been taking sorrow and give them comfort, give them joy, remind them of what Baba has given them, and to forget about what that soul is doing. That soul is doing whatever it's doing, and Baba's responsible, and Baba will help them. But you have to take care of yourself and not separate yourself from Baba's task.
Mohini Didi, I think one day you told us, think of yourself. How many did you bring to Baba, but how many left Baba because of you?
No, one thing I had been suggesting souls who take sorrow, doesn't feel acceptance, whatever, that every instrument has specialties but also limits, you know. So instead of focusing on someone's limits, I don't call it weakness and all that, because intentions are good, dedicated, does lot of service, but has her own limits. So I always tell them that, we have to be bestowers. I had been brought up with dadis, every dadi I had been in Delhi or in Madhuban. And wherever I found that, uh, let's say in the beginning when they all came to Delhi, they didn't know Hindi. And after many, many years, they have to give talk. And they will call me and say, is this right? Should we say it like this? I won't say that these are dadis. They even ask me how to give talk. Wherever they needed help in external way, or sometimes it does happen like I was very close to Mama, very friendly. So I always saw instruments as also effort makers, and they try their best, but there are limits, so. And then if we demand a lot, then it doesn't work very good for the instruments too. So I always feel, I came as a very young person and lived with daddies, and I never saw their weaknesses. I always saw that what best they can do, and there are certain things they have to be more aware or say it in a different way. So I always kind of in give them company in the sense of whatever support they needed. So even 2 days ago, I was telling someone, okay, if instruments doesn't, you don't feel love, or you go and talk with love. Don't bring issues, service. I think spiritual chit chat, spiritual chat is something very good with amongst students and also with instrument. More we have spiritual conversation, closeness comes, understanding comes, and I think it works very well. More and more spiritual chat.
But if, let's say, the attitude of the main instrument, because of their sanskars being a little bit harsh, or even another question is mentioning about sometime instrument will tell, for example, others, you should not have any connection with people outside. Or I've heard one day in a center a teacher saying to a father that, you should not even think of your children. And because of that, there was a lot of disservice in a way that a person felt, what is this teaching? What are you? And so they kind of left. They were new students, but they tend to feel, not very much attracted to the center. So how would you approach that main instrument? And I know you heard early, it's not to correct, but then what do we do? What do we tell the soul if they are drifting people away from the center, Mohini Didi?
Mhm. Yeah. One Sindhi family came to Peace Village, and so there was one sister here, and something immediately she said about Sri Krishna is not God. You will be surprised they didn't enter even the building. They just got in the car and left. So even like we have to keep saying things in a way that, like Didi Manmohini used to say, that don't ever kind of cut away or say something about people's faith. Let them have that faith, but you explain what is right. So I think this whole thing of, and that is why, in every career they have refresher courses, right? For medical, for engineer. So maybe for all the instruments, we should have refresher courses where they don't use that old language. When I say old languages, you should not have connection with anyone. And now rather we say have loveful connection, be lovely and be detached. So I think maybe have something in that region where they belong to, when they have regional retreat, or like I was proposing many things we need to do for our instruments all over the world. So we should think about some kind of refreshing course where they know same things, the outcome will be same, that they are detached. But if you say cut off, don't talk, no connection, it's the words they use. So I think maybe we all can think about how can we help these instruments.
You're right. I took a few days of silence recently, and I really felt I was like, when the phone sometime they want to do an update. I really felt that that was needed, and it's so beneficial to refresh, maybe a core of refreshment. Jayanti Didi, before we move to another topic, any thought again on some main instruments that may disturb the whole place, and how do you extinguish the fire gently and nicely?
I think it's also important to tell their companions of the good that that instrument has done, because they've been managing things for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They maybe came at a time when it was very difficult to start a center, but they persevered, and with Baba's help, they did all of that. And so let the other instruments appreciate the main instrument. I think that also is important. And then, yes, definitely, time for refreshers is very important. Um, we're used to hearing Baba's Murlis in very direct language. For Baba always says, I'm speaking to the Brahmins. I'm not speaking to the world out there. And so if we're speaking to people out there, so it's our responsibility to take Baba's Gyan, have that dharana, but then put it in a way that makes sense to them. And so that's why we're instruments. We have to play that role of being the bridge between where they are and where Gyan is.
So because we have only a few minutes left, I was keeping a little dessert for the end, and I will come back, with the beauty of these kind of flowers. This is like what we like to share amongst ourselves. So I was thinking for the end to ask both of you to experience the stage of being merged in love with Baba. And recently, Baba told us in a melody, such a reminder, beautiful, saying, in the morning, say good morning, Shiv Baba. He didn't say good morning, Babdada, or hello, Brahma Baba, hello, Shiv Baba, but Shiv Baba. And I know I'm just playing with the idea, but we love both Shiv Baba, Brahma Baba. And I was thinking if you can share with us, what's your personal feeling or thinking again when you experience Shiv Baba's love versus Brahma Baba's love? Because we didn't meet Brahma Baba. So many of us, when we think of Babdada, we saw Babdada in Dadi Gulzar. We read them early, that I understand. But you met Brahma Baba personally, which is very different. And for me, not to have imagination about Brahma Baba, but reality, I like to hear, how do you feel when you think of Brahma Baba's love versus Shiv Baba's love? Is it same? Is it a bit different? If I remember Daddy Prakashmani, I can describe the love for her. And if I think of my neighbor, it's different. It's not the same love. So what's your experience of Shiv Baba's love, Brahma Baba's love? And please share with us in such a way that I'm sure everybody is going to be going into the experience, not just the words. So who wants to start? Mohini Didi, you want to start this time?
Yeah. When I wake up early morning, I always think of mother and father. I don't use word Bap Dada. I say my parents, mother and father. And so love for mother and father is same, plus what I receive from mother and father is also same. And then of course extend it to my mother and father as, and then even Shiv Baba is the one who is knowledgeful. But the way knowledge is given through Brahma Baba, even Shiv Baba speaks, but then Brahma Baba also. So as supreme teacher, and respect and love in for both of them, because it's always the teachings from Brahma Baba, teachings from Shiv Baba. So the way Brahma Baba explains us everything, and then of course Sadguru Baba. But early morning, I really go into merge in love as Baba as my parents, as Baba my mother and father. So Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba, always together. And I experience same love from both of them.
And
And
do you
just
sometimes see Shiv Baba as being a light, just him being a light and connect with the feeling of love, or not really?
definitely because as a soul, I'm connected with Baba, the Supreme Soul. So I am also sometimes just merge into, Shiv Baba as ocean, ocean of love, and merge in Shiv Baba is God and divine. And even before Gyan, I had such beautiful relationship with God. So yeah, definitely I have from Shiv Baba that I do get merged into Baba as ocean of love.
You understand, I'm asking to collectively help us to
Yeah,
refresh
yeah.
our experience of meditation. Jayanti Didi, what's your thoughts on Brahma Baba's love, Shiv Baba's love, and your personal connection?
Um, there's an image that I always carry with myself because it was how Baba gave me spiritual birth. Looking at Brahma Baba, the face was just filled with light. And then it was like there was a magnet in Baba's forehead in which it was Shiv Baba. And Shiv Baba was like literally pulling me out of the body and taking me to Paramdham. And there it was a connection with Shiv Baba. And so I always see Brahma Baba as the instrument through whom Baba was able to give me that experience. And so that love that I experienced from God, and yes, that feeling when I was connected with God, really just being able to merge into that love, that light, and be surrounded by that light. And so even as I speak of it, I can feel it and I can experience it. And so for me, both together are Baba, but each one has a different role. The other thing that I can never forget is that Brahma Baba is so concerned about my physical well-being. Baba sent mangoes when I was 10 years old by post, airmail post to London. Just imagine, that was Brahma Baba. And then Brahma Baba would sit and talk with me from time to time in that short time when I had understood who is Baba, and Baba would give very personal instructions and very practical information about what I should do and not do. Baba would say, write to your parents. Baba would say, make sure you write to Dadi Janki. So all these practical things that helped me and sustained me were coming from Brahma Baba. And today it's not such a practical thing in that way, but I love the conversations between Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba. And so, yes, through the Murli, again, I get a beautiful feeling of Shiv Baba connecting with me personally, but also Brahma Baba speaking from time to time and telling me things that are fascinating and interesting. And so that's a lot through the Murli also. But if I want to sit in meditation, and if I'm sitting in front of Baba's picture, I'll take drishti and fly to Shiv Baba. But even if I don't have a picture in front of me, I can just remember Baba's drishti. It's deeply imprinted. It won't go away. And so there's a song that says, Baba's in my eyes. And I feel that. I feel that Baba's in my eyes, and wherever I look, I can see Baba.
Beautiful. And as you mentioned that you have Shiv Baba behind you, I think he's smiling. It's the first time I see Shiv Baba smiling behind you. It's beautiful. So before we end with a beautiful song, I'm sure, and Drishti, Mohini Didi, any last word or conclusion or blessing to all of us to conclude this wonderful chit chat today?
Thank you, Brother Eric.
Very lovely. Jayanti Didi, any last thought you want to share to the family?
Just enjoy Mama's month and we've been talking about Shiv Baba, Brahma Baba, but also it's Mama's month, and so enjoy that. And I'm going to actually take leave now because I have half an hour's journey to go to the program that's starting at 3:00 and it's already 2:30. And so I'm going to let Didi Moini share drishti and love, but I'll take leave from you all, and thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Didi. And please, Jayanti Didi, leaves with this. Yep.
Thank
Okay,
you.
you had it.
Caught it.
Oh, Shanti. Okay, Mohini
So
Didi, let's
I
another word.
let everyone be very, very cheerful, and cheerfulness not only from face but from the soul. So I want to wish you all really, really for this month, Mama's month, to be, like Mama in the sense of very, very cheerful, very light. And of course, as Mama was very, very uh, good listener to Baba, I don't use word obedient, but she was obedient. So this is month of Mama, and our gift is to be cheerful. And image of tolerance, really, that means you don't have to tolerate anything. There is nothing you feel like you're tolerating. It's very, very natural for you to just ignore what should not affect you. So be cheerful, an image of tolerance. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Didi. And some shared and messages that not only they were cheerful, but they had tears of feelings when you were both sharing, some of your thoughts. So I think cheerfulness merged with love. So thank you so much. But for you also, you can have it. And yep, it's there.
Okay, got it.
You got it. You got it.
Got Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti, everyone in Aveti Parivar and the world at large. Thank you, Didi, very, very much. We really appreciate it. My feeling is, every time we meet with you and Jayanti Didi, we love you more every time. So yes, Brahma Baba, Mama, Shiv Baba, but, I think the feeling for you and Didi and Jayanti is so unique, So I think this is not just chit chat, but this is really cultivating powerful love in the heart. So much love to you and, the family, of course. So thank you and appreciation very much.
Thank you.
Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti, I'm a peaceful soul. ये ध्वनि मंगल ध्वनि है, ओम शांति ओम. This sound is a sacred sound. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. बड़ा है सुख कर ये मंत्र मन हर. Om Shanti Om. This great mantra brings such happiness that surrounds the soul. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. All sing out the sound of Shanti throughout the earth and sky. Throughout the earth and sky. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Sing Om Shanti, burn negativity in the fire of God's love. In the fire of God's love. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti की महिमा समझे दुनिया की हर खोज. Tell people everywhere the sweet meaning of Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul.
Om Shanti.
Om
Shanti,
Shanti
Didi, Om
Didi.
Shanti Didi, all
Shanti
over
Mohini Didi. Om
happy.
Shanti everyone. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Shanti,
I love you, Mama. Thank you.
Om
Thank
Shanti.
you.
For the
Om
blessing.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Shanti Mohini
Healing
Didi.
Om
also.
Thank
Shanti.
Thank you for the good
Thank
conversation. Thank you.
you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Mohini Didi. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing us your experiences. Jayanti Didi, Om Shanti.
Bendiciones, familia divina.
o melhor aproveitamento dessa conta que você vai